Hi, this is Richard Peutherer of London IMN, and I'm here with Daniel Priestley, the fourth-time best-selling author, the founder of Dent Global, an entrepreneur's business. And we're super excited to have Daniel speak at our event next Wednesday on the 16th of January. Daniel, welcome. Thank you for joining me on the call today. Could you share with our members and guests what you'll be talking about when you join us next week?
Yeah, great. So Dent Global runs accelerators in Australia, Singapore, UK and the USA. We've worked with about 3,000 entrepreneurs since 2010, and that's given us some phenomenal insights into the entrepreneur journey. We look at how the typical journey unfolds, going from an idea to a 1 or 2 person business, building a small team, and then scaling up to a 40 or 50 person business. I'm going to go step by step what's required in that entrepreneur journey. The other thing too that a lot of people are starting to notice is that the uncertainty in the market means that we might be facing a correction or a recession or a little bit of a pullback in the economy. What I'm going to be talking about is how do you prepare your business for that sort of a scenario? What are some of the things that you can do to make the most of that kind of an event? And we'll talk about a bit of a methodology for going into a market that could be a little bit choppy.
Fantastic. Thank you. And Daniel, I'm a big fan of your books. The two that sit most fondly in my mind are your first book, The Key Person of Influence, and then The Entrepreneur's Revolution. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask a couple of questions about those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So your view on being a key person of influence, can you just describe what you see that being, and then how to become a key person of influence in your industry sector, please?
Yeah, so every industry has key people of influence. It's a group of people whose names come up in conversation. They attract opportunity. They have more fun. They earn a lot more money, and that will be in the industries like property, fitness, health, wellness. In fact, every industry and every niche has these key people of influence. And essentially, by positioning yourself as a key person of influence, you become the go-to person of opportunity, and business gets fun and easy and enjoyable. So all industries at the moment, because of technology, are structured very much the same way. The bottom half of the industry, no matter what the industry is, will struggle and will find it very hard to make anything work. The next 45% of the industry will succeed if they work really, really hard. And then the top 5% of every industry, everything's easy. Everything comes to them very easily. They have a lot more fun. They're making great money. And technology has built that. So technology has made it possible for a very small number of people to have a very big influence. The core skills of any industry, what I would call the functional skills, are important for rising right up towards the top 10% of the industry, but what gets you into the top 5% of the industry is doing things a little bit different. So the winning strategies that get you to be good at what you do are not the same strategies as the ones that get you to become a key person of influence at what you do.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And given that we're now at the beginning part of a year, what's your view on the importance of goal setting, please?
I think that goal setting often gets too much value, and certainly if you're doing your goal setting at the beginning of the year, you've probably left it a bit too late.
Sure.
I think you should be planning and forecasting. 2019, you should have had a nice plan and forecast in place 3 months ago, really. But needless to say, I'm a big fan of design thinking versus desire thinking. So when I see a lot of people doing goal setting, they do vision boards and they do written goals and all of this sort of stuff. And the idea behind that is that the human brain needs a lot of reminding about what it is that it wants and all that sort of stuff. And do I want a red Ferrari or a yellow Ferrari? Do I want to have a 12-seater jet or an 8-seater jet? And I see people putting a lot of thought into those sorts of fun things. But the reason planes take off is because they're incredibly well designed, not because they have a strong desire to take off. And we need to put a lot of thinking into the design of our business. And there's only really two designs that you can go with your business. There's a lifestyle design or a performance design. So essentially, for me, when I work with clients on goal setting, there's only really two designs that you're going to go with. One is a lifestyle business. And a lifestyle business is fun and free and flexible, a lean, high-performing team, less than 10, 12 people at the most on that sort of business. And then there's a performance design, and a performance design is essentially going to be a 40 to 50 person plus company. It's optimized for valuation, it's optimized for scale, it's optimized for raising debt or equity funding. So you have either a lifestyle or a performance design. So a large chunk of goal setting can be shortcut just simply by asking the question, do you want a lifestyle or do you want performance? And then after that, there are very clear design elements that you need to optimize for. So for me, I'm not a huge fan of sitting around thinking about all the trinkets that I might buy or the holidays I might go on and that sort of stuff. I'm a big fan of designing the business with either lifestyle or performance goals in mind.
Right. Brilliant. Thank you.
Not the answer that most people expect.
But very, very useful, and thank you for that. With the successes you've had, what value do you put on your network, and what value do you put on networking, please?
So the idea with networking and having a network, I place a higher value on being a key person of influence within a network.
Right.
So selecting a micro niche and making sure that a lot of people are very clear about what you do and why that's valuable. Some of the best opportunities that will come to you are as a result of people who are 2 or 3 steps removed talking about who you are and what you do. So the perfect scenario is not that you're out there networking all the time. The perfect scenario is that someone else is out there networking and they say, I know who you need to talk to. I've heard about a guy who does that thing.
Right.
And then they put you in touch through a friend, not even directly, but through someone else. You want people 2 to 3 steps removed from you to know who you are and what you do and why that's valuable. And that's the power of being a key person of influence. Your own network might be 10,000 people, but if you've built your profile in such a way that it can go to their network, let's say you've got 10,000 people who know who you are, what you do, and why it's valuable, and each of them has 1,000 people that they know, that's an awfully big second generation network that you can be getting to.
Definitely.
So positioning as a key person of influence would be even more important.
Brilliant, thank you. And a slightly different viewpoint, but a very, very, very valuable one. And I think there's so many case studies where people could actually give examples of how that's benefited them. So thank you. And my last question, I value your time, so one more question, if I may. In your view, Daniel, what makes an exceptional entrepreneur?
I think an exceptional entrepreneur is someone who's found their thing. So Oprah Winfrey would not have been a great hedge fund manager. Warren Buffett would not have been a fabulous talk show host. Bill Gates probably wouldn't have been the right person to pioneer the music industry, and Richard Branson probably wouldn't have been the right person to pioneer the software industry. So a huge part of being a successful entrepreneur is finding your thing. I think everyone's an entrepreneur, just we have different things that are the right thing for us. So certainly finding the thing. A successful entrepreneur is someone who is willing to stay with something long enough for it to succeed. So after finding your thing, success happens between the 5th and the 10th double. So even starting with something very small or a very small revenue, if you double it between 5 to 10 times, you actually end up with a very large business. So for example, a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes.
His father had a very small wine business with 25,000 in revenue. 7 doubles later, it was 3 million in revenue. 4 doubles after that, it was 60 million in revenue. So success happens between the 5th and the 10th double. So you have to find your thing, and you have to maintain diligence, excellence, focus for 5 to 10 doubles.
Right.
And if you can do that, then you become a success story.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Daniel, thank you. And thank you again for your time. I really do appreciate it. So for our members out there, Daniel Priestley is joining us on Wednesday, the 16th of January at the Ambassadors Hotel in Bloomsbury, London. To register to attend, please click the link below, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks again. And Daniel, thank you again.